Okay, so I just wanted to do this video because Anna Kasparian is very against rehabilitative justice. She thinks the crime should be more punitive, especially against homeless people. She doesn't like camps, homeless camps. She wants those cleared out. I don't know what she expects to do with those people. I assume she wants them to all go to jail. But one of her complaints is like overcrowding, prison overcrowding. The reason we have prison overcrowding is because we have so many fucking third strike laws for petty offenses. So like, your third strike, you get like, they have a minimum sentence requirement.
Yeah.
So then there's tons of people out there doing 20 years for fucking shoplifting Pop-Tarts and shit. And so that's punitive justice, which she supports. Rehabilitative justice is when you give somebody a job and a fucking house and a fucking education, so they're not on the fucking streets, like not taking their meds and punching people in the face. But anyways, she had her and this guy Jank were a lot more understanding when it came to Cosby.
The guy's name is Jank?
Jank. And Jank is like your average
oh shit.
Politically aware, overly excited high school kid. Here's my impression of Jank, the world's worst broadcaster. Here's my impression of Jank. Of course!
Is that really what he goes by, Jank, though?
Jank, yeah.
Just that?
Cenk, and then I don't know how to pronounce his last name. We're all on Twitter. We're on a first name basis.
That's his first name?
Jank. Cenk.
Yeah, no, I get why.
But they pronounce it Jank.
What is it? Some like fucking Eastern European bullshit?
I don't know. I think it's Turkish, maybe. They're called the Young Turks. I'm guessing he's Turkish.
Oh, this is the Young Turks.
Okay. It's Hassan Abi's uncle.
All right.
Hassan's uncle.
Here we go.
All right.
Giant grain of salt, right? They never even charged him.
Wait. Can we get
went to trial,
that quote?
Never got convicted. Now, when he gets...
Jesus, why isn't it doing the back thing? I'm sorry.
And they all had strikingly similar claims of drugging and or abuse by Cosby.
So, look, the guy's never been convicted, so take it with a giant grain of salt, right? They never even charged him, never went to trial, never got convicted. Now...
That's still true. Because he got released on a technicality.
Yeah.
There's probably like 100 fucking accused. There's 60-something at this point. And then somebody in the documentary said, that means there's 100.
Yeah, I'm guessing it wasn't all of them. I mean, there's probably quite a few that aren't alive. Not because he, like, killed them, but...
Yeah, just old age.
And time, yeah. I mean, they were doing lewds, so, like, that could have escalated.
They're responding to the Hannibal Buress, or she calls him Hannibal Buress. They're responding to the Hannibal Buress.
I hate when people do that shit.
Oh, I get Pharrell all the time. It makes me go crazy. I'm like, whatever. But my point is that at this point, it was fucking 14 accusers.
At this point, it was 14.
Yeah. By comparison, Anna does not believes Woody Allen is guilty, and he had one accuser. So, but whatever. For some weird reason,
they don't get Woody Allen movies.
But they get Bill Cosby.
But yeah, he does comedy for children. Like, yeah. Yes,
everybody
gets Bill Cosby. He's a goat.
I like the Cosby Show. I actually rewatched the Cosby Show. And you could find like little things you can like, oh, okay, that's a rape joke. I didn't realize.
He's rapey.
Oh yeah, he drugged the barbecue sauce.
His whole face kind of did look like a sarcastic
like he got arrested. Like,
am I getting caught for this? Do they know that I just did rape stuff?
Let me put my hands behind me. Anyways, you can find all sorts of connections and stuff in it, but for the most part, it's a good show. It's a good sitcom.
I always enjoyed it growing up. I don't remember like the last time I watched the Cosby Show, but I watched it a good bit growing up.
And by the way, when this happened, I believed he was guilty because I had heard this before. I didn't know he was stacking like Genghis Khan numbers, but like I did hear that. And I knew that it had been settled out of court. I didn't know at the time there were 14 accusers. But once you hear 14 accusers, you go, oh, yeah, well then, why not?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I think that's enough.
When he gets these celebrities, it's impossible to know. Because they have so much money, which then affects the situation in two different ways, right? One is people might want that money, so they might be motivated to try to get it. On the other hand, they have so much money that they can buy off people that even if they did do it, like, here's a settlement that's so significant, and you're going to have trouble in court anyway, we're going to smear you, yada, yada, so let's make this thing go away. So that's why, given those two different possibilities, it's just impossible to know,
It's
right?
impossible.
Okay. So, on one hand, the women could just be wanting money. On the other hand, he's so powerful. He has the ability to silence media outlets, and which he did. And he has the ability to smear people. And these women didn't ask for any money. They were there to testify for the one woman that was asking for money. And the only reason she was asking for money is because there was a statute of limitations that had already run out for a criminal case. So, like, he knew that. So, I'm just saying. Also, these guys remind me, I swear to God, these guys remind me of, I can't believe, they got a $20 million grant from Jeffrey Katzenberg for this fucking show. And they couldn't hire better broadcasters. Like, they stayed at the desk, knowing that they're, how awful they are at this job. That fucking amazes me. Because these guys are like he got fired from MSNBC and he's like, oh, it's because they're corporate media. He got fired from MSNBC because he's an inarticulate oaf who seems like, I swear to God, this show, no matter how long they've been doing it, seems so amateur. It reminds me of like a morning announcement class, like a high school morning announcement show. You know what I mean? Like we're going to talk about pizza boats, like the cafeteria's bringing back pizza boats.
Funniest thing about those is that it was as bad as it was, and at least at my school, they only came out weekly.
Oh, we didn't really have one. We just had the guy.
I
know that exists.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God, it was so bad.
I've seen enough teen movies to know that exists.
Oh, it was so bad. Even I was like, I'm too proud.
The one with Sabrina the Teenage Witch and Vincent Chase. I can't remember what it's called. Anyways, that they had that on the show. So I was just like, oh, I just assume that's a thing they have in high school. And and that's what they seem like. They just seem so amateurish and so inarticulate and so fumbling.
He does have a guy at a barbecue opinion face.
Yeah. Anyways.
And he's got a real dumb first name. Are you on more?
Oh, more, yeah, definitely.
To know, and look, he's a comedian, so I think that there's a legitimate discussion to have as to whether or not a comedian should be able to use words like rapist when you're dealing with someone who hasn't been convicted of rape, right? But I think for anyone else to call someone a rapist if they haven't been convicted of rape yet is shaky grounds to say the least, right?
Yeah.
But I will say, just by reading all of these specific cases, these women were very detailed about what allegedly happened to them. There were 13 women that were set to testify in this civil lawsuit. Yes, some of them could have made it up. Yes, some of it could have had something to do with wanting to be in the spotlight and receiving some money for this. But nonetheless, a lot of their stories were very, very similar. It all had to do with them being drugged. It all had to do with them being sexually assaulted in a very similar way.
Okay.
None of the women, though, had...
That is one thing that I think at some point in my time I kind of would have agreed with. But with this kind of thing, it's just like, whenever it escalates more, they're just like, oh, they're just trying to hop on the bandwagon to possibly get some fame. But it's like, I couldn't
What kind of fame would that be?
I couldn't name a single one of Cosby's victims. And if, like, anyone could, it'd probably be one of the first, like, 3.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna parlay this rape victim status into a comedy career.
Like, I want there's gonna be more victims than presidents. I'm gonna be one of them and get famous. Like,
I'll be the most awesome victim ever, and then the next thing you know, I get a chair on The View.
I'm just gonna do nothing but TikToks about getting raped by Bill Cosby.
Exactly, dude. I'm gonna get a T-shirt that says "I was raped by Bill Cosby."
My rape is during it, and it's just like a sample of Bill Cosby just going, scuba da ba da ba. And then they're just laying there. All right.
Ever filed any criminal charges or went to authorities after this happened,
And the general vibe, if you watch that documentary, is one of two things. One, I thought I was the only one, and B, why would I bother?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? Like, I'm not
It
gonna
is
win.
kind of like the Bill Murray thing where he, like, apparently does weird shit to people and then goes, they'll never believe you, and, like, walks away. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, that is kind of creepy that he does that.
It's very weird. I don't know how real it is, but...
Well, apparently they did, because Bill Murray got fired from a movie.
For being weird?
For being weird, yeah.
I mean, dude, there's a certain point where all old dudes, just like generationally, they just become uncomfortable compared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just as time goes on, we've become less and less handsy. Just naturally as a
totally.
people.
Yeah, some people, they're just not as cool as to pick people up on your shoulders. and
Exactly.
spin 'em around.
Exactly. Shit like that.
You can't do that. You're gonna get
Exactly.
fired.
instances allegedly happened decades ago.
Right. So, look, a lawyer is organizing this, and it's decades ago, and so it's so unfair to the guy if he didn't do it for all this to be out there, and now everybody's going to assume that he did it, right? So, but I have no idea. Maybe it's entirely unfair to the woman that he gets to get away with it because he's Bill Cosby, yada yada, right? I have no idea. So now look,
Yada yada.
Dude,
Yada,
right.
you seen
No.
Seinfeld?
That's
Yada. He
that's
put some
pretty bad.
roofies in my bisque. Yada yada. He put some roofies in my bisque. Yada yada. I woke up in the morning with my clothes off. You yada yada over the best part.
I don't know.
No, I mentioned the bisque.
I don't know. It's funny because he goes from saying "I don't know" to like, "Guys, he's innocent," but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe.
Why did you even put out a clip?
I wouldn't believe it.
Why
It's
did you
kinda-
even put out a clip?
Have you ever seen the meme of like, it's just like these three kids sitting on a couch in their living room with like a camera, and then it's like a YouTube video with a caption. I'm pretty sure it's usually fake because it's usually the same thing when it's just like breaking down like the state of hip hop and like, but some of them are hilarious. I don't know. This just reminds me of what those videos would be like. I don't know. That's how you stay neutral though.
That I would say,
It's
why
just
even put
say,
out
I
a
don't
video,
know.
dude? I don't understand. You're not
Well,
the
I mean,
news.
whenever they put this out, it was a lot more relevant. So I would
Well,
guess,
it was right after the Hannibal Buress video.
Yeah, I would guess it would be just for pure being able to milk it for some content. But it would be really funny if this was a clip from like
Yesterday?
a video that was made, like 2 weeks ago.
What to
It'd be
me?
like, what the fuck?
To me, when it's 13 accusers, 14 accusers, and the story had already been out the rumor had already been around for that long, it just seems kind of, I don't know.
It would suck so bad if he didn't do it, guys.
I mean, dude, what I do when the Louis C.K. rumor started happening, I had listened to enough Louis C.K. interviews to go, oh, that shit's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he stood in front of a door, but I bet you he crossed a few lines. And then they're like, he did it at work, did it over the phone to fun coworkers, and I was like, oh yeah, well, you should have did that.
On the phone?
Well, yeah, but don't you remember the Chappelle bit? He's like, bitch, why didn't you hang up?
Oh yeah, that's just so weird. I can't imagine.
Yeah, but the problem was his coworkers. It's like one thing to go to Sarah Silverman,
Yeah.
hey, can I whack off in front of you? It's one thing. It's another thing when you're
But it was like
when you're the showrunner for
it
the
was
Chris
like
Rock show to
writers
go
and
to a
shit like
fucking
that.
production assistant
I got you.
and say, can I masturbate in front of you? That to me was, but I figured that was true.
Yeah.
Cause like you listen to his interviews and his fucking stories about his like sexual past, and you're like, oh yeah, he did that shit. But like, I don't know, whatever.
In the case of Burris, he's a comedian. Is calling Cosby a rapist too far? No question it's too far in any other context, as Anna pointed out, right? Because that's not fair to the dude. He never got convicted or anything. But as a comedian, do you get to make jokes? Yeah, of course you do, dude. That's what you do. Like, so
I like what he was implying there. It's okay if you accuse Cosby of rape if you're a comedian.
But if
you're like a journalist or a victim,
yeah.
That's different.
Well, see, the difference is it's a joke.
It's not real.
You going too far with the jokes, then we're getting into the comedy police, which I hate. I don't want to do, right? I think that in order for people to say a joke has gone too far, it's got to go way over the top.
Right.
It's possible, like when Michael Richards is yelling the N-word for no reason, having nothing to do with comedy, that was a problem, right?
Wait.
No reason. He was being heckled.
Okay.
Cross the line from comedy to actually making serious commentary.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you hear what she said?
When does he cross the line?
No, she said in Michael Richards' case, that's when you cross the line from going from comedy to serious commentary. You know, there's a magazine called Commentary, you know? And Michael Richards, and Kramer has an essay in it called, "That Guy's an N-Word." That's serious commentary. Just screaming the N-word on stage. You crossed the line into serious commentary. I don't think the audience was ready for that. They came to hear some jokes, not your history lessons.
I mean, the audience wasn't ready.
Yeah, I went way over their heads.
They were not ready.
For that serious political commentary.
That was AP political, and he was in a class of CP students. You know what I mean?
But to be fair, he was being heckled. They were talking during the set.
So, I'm on his side.
That is aggravating.
What if he was just talking about Cosby?
In this case, he's clearly joking. It is what it is, right? And so, and then there's a separate issue here.
He's not joking. Wasn't Hannibal Buress's mom actually like a victim? Or something
maybe, I don't know.
That.
He's from Chicago.
I think his mom was one of the first people to come out about it.
What about?
I might.
No.
Or I
not
think
that, but I mean, if she had some.
Yeah.
If she was a victim from something.
I think she was.
I don't think that would be a weird coincidence.
Well, I think that's why he. Makes
No. He just said no. He made the joke because Bill Cosby was always talking. Bill Cosby, this is narcissism. I realized this too while watching the documentary. When he was coming up and he was getting more and more famous, he had this love for the black community. He would talk about black history all the time. He would do all these community-minded shows. The Cosby Show was really big into the black arts and stuff like that. And they're always promoting the black arts movement. And then, as his fame declined, he started getting more and more racist against black people. And that's when he started to pull your pants up, and that's what Hannibal Buress was talking about. Hannibal Buress was saying, he got sick of hearing Bill Cosby talk down to comedians who curse and telling black people to pull their pants up, and then the whole time he was raping people.
Maybe I just dreamt that.
No, he just knew it because it was public information. He literally says Google.
No, I get it. Like you said, by the time they were 14, I'm just... Maybe I dreamt that or something. I could have swore somebody
told you that his mother was a victim of Bill Cosby.
Yeah,
I think that would be major news. He might have even mentioned that on stage.
That's what I'm saying. That's what the fuck I'm saying.
He plays a bit at the beginning of the video if you want to listen to it.
No, I don't really care that much, honestly. I'm just here so that you feel okay.